Peace, family. Welcome to another episode of the Digital Loctician Podcast. For those of you that may be new, or maybe this is your first time checking us out, my name is Jocelyn, and you can think of me as your digital loctician. And if you're in my Loc Goals Club, I know you got that email with that beautiful face of tonight's special guest. I'm so excited to be chatting with Tamika tonight about her journey with locks, and it's going to be one for the books for sure. I do also want to invite you all, if you are not currently a part of my digital text club, to go ahead and click the link that is below this video, or if you are on our audio experience, go ahead and click the link in the show notes and join the text club, all right? Because soon enough, it will be transforming into the Loc Goals Club, and you definitely want to be there. But, or rather, and without further ado, I want to introduce Tamika to the Digital Loctician Podcast. Hello, Tamika.
Hello, how are you, Jocelyn Renee?
I am good. How are you feeling this evening?
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling okay.
Awesome. Well, I'm so grateful that you had the opportunity to chat with me tonight. I would love if you could tell us where you're located and how long you've had your locks.
Well, I am located in North Carolina, a little small town, Wilmston, North Carolina, and I have had my locks. This month made 10 months.
Right.
Yes, May the 2nd actually made 10 months.
I saw that you have not even yet hit that 1 year mark.
Not yet, still a baby.
Right. And so I know you have a story to tell. Can you tell us first, like, what brought you to the lock journey?
Well, what brought me to this journey? Well, I did relaxers for years. So I've always been used to having straight hair. And then as I got older, about maybe 2 years ago, I went natural.
Okay.
Loose natural,
Yeah.
trying that out. And I had so many products in my closet. Jocelyn,
You a product junkie?
I tried every single product. I would watch a YouTube video and went and ran and got it. And after a while, I just got so tired of all of that. And what got me in the journey was my son, Jay Sean. He has been locked for a year and 8 months.
Wow.
And he started his lock journey I took him to our hairdresser, who does an awesome job, and she locked his hair. And at first I was like, why do you want those things in your head? Boy, I'm the mom. Why do you want those things? And every time I would take them, I was seeing how it flourished. And I got tired of doing my hair. And finally, I said, let's do it.
Let me get them things too.
Let me get them things too.
I understand. So just the freedom, essentially, which it sounds like you were looking for with coming into the lock journey. Now, I do want to touch a little bit on that stereotype, right, about locks. When you saw your son, like where did you feel like that perception of the locks came from? What was that rooted in?
Okay, I don't want anyone to get upset with me, right?
No, right?
My stereotype of the locks was anyone that have locks smoke weed. You just, that's all you do. You get high every day, and you are thug, and you're a troublemaker. Me being who I am, I just thought that it was a stereotype of how I labeled people with locks. I never wanted it because everyone I saw, the locks wasn't kept. It just kind of build up. It just didn't look kept. So it didn't look clean, something sanitary. I totally was wrong.
But you could admit that though,
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it. And you're not alone. So no one's mad at you. You're not alone. And that's why I honestly wanted to bring it up, right? Because I'm sure a lot of people share those same sentiments and are afraid to embrace locks because they have that belief. So with having that mindset, when your son started it, what did you see in his journey that kind of shifted it for you?
Well, one thing about my son, and those that know my son, he is humble. He is a high school student. He's AB, sports, none of the stereotype. It was just something he wanted to try. And, he stuck with it. Even when he was going through that phase of was frizzing, and he was like, Mom, what's going on? And he looked like a big, poofy afro when he get it washed. I'm like, that's not locks. And it wasn't until I started seeing it transition and transform and evolving. I was like, they're so beautiful. So I started researching myself.
Okay.
I asked my husband first. I'm like, honey, how would you feel if I get locks? And he wasn't for it. He was like, it took him a while for me to do the natural. Yeah. So I said, well, maybe if I do natural and just do the little twist, that'll kind of ease him into it. Yeah. And then finally one day, I guess I got on his nerve. And he was like, just go ahead, And I started researching locks. And I had no clue what I was doing. I didn't know anything about locks at all.
Yeah.
And so I just started doing my research online.
That's beautiful. And that's a great way to start when you are thinking about it, but you may have some like stereotypes, or you may have grown up with like negative connotations about locks. Definitely doing research. So you convince your husband, or we'll say convince, all right?
Yeah,
that it's okay to get locks. And then how did you go about the process? Like, did you just wake up one day and say, okay, this is the day, or did you kind of plan for when you wanted to start?
So I binge watch YouTube videos. I like crazy. I will watch every video out there. And I'm going to be honest, I came across your videos, and it was something about how you delivered the content. Like, it really showed that you cared about our hair. Like, it wasn't just a fad or just a style. It was like a lifestyle change. You cared about what we put in our body, how it looks when, it shows in our scalp and our hair. And so, like, I have everything. So when you pop in, it gives me a message, and I'm looking. And I did my research. And I have a wonderful hairstylist here in North Carolina that I go to. And she was like, every time I have a new hairstyle, let's do it. Let's go for it. Let's try it.
She's supportive. I love that.
She was very supportive. Anything I wanted to do, she was right there. And I was sending her videos and videos and videos. And finally, I went and she locked my hair with the coil method.
Okay.
And that's kind of how I came into it. She did a wonderful job. I loved it. Then I hated them. And then I loved them again. And then I was having this love-hate relationship with the locks. Like, I was going through some stuff.
Right. I'm sure. I am sure. Because one, you started with length, as I could see, and you started with coils, and you've had the mindset shift, right? So it's a lot of things all tied into that.
Yes, I was going through.
Yes, I am sure. So did you have a love-hate relationship with your locks as soon as you started it? Or what was that like first month like for you?
At first, they looked nice until it started frizzing up and it started looking old. Because I was always the one, my hair was kept neat. When you have relaxed hair, it's straight. Like the moment my edges started rolling up, I'm throwing some hair crack up there. It was like,
right. I'm like, we gotta go get it touched up.
Yes, I need to touch that up every 6 to 8 weeks. My mind was so used to having that relaxed hair, and that's how the hair has to be. I never embraced natural. Natural was like a no-no. Yeah. And so I when she locked my hair and I began to go through this process, I realized, Jocelyn, it was a beautiful thing. At first I loved them, and then my dad made a comment. I went to church one day and he was like, I don't like that. This is when I first started out. It was like, it was something everybody had to get used to. And it kind of cut me a little bit. Like, I'm a daddy's girl, you don't like it, but I stuck with it. And as they started to form and grow, I like that. My dad shifted, and I was like, oh, your hair look good. I like your hair. That wasn't what you said months ago. But
right, that's not what you said at first. Okay.
Right. So then I went through that phase. Everybody called it ugly phase. And I thought that way at one time, but as I was watching, like hearing the podcast and hearing you and other people, I learned to embrace. I would message my hairstyle like 4 a.m. She already knows. And I'm like, what is going on? Why is this frizz? It would just out there. And I'm like, I need a retwist. Like, I need a retwist. It can't look this way.
And week 2, as soon as you just got it done.
Yes, I'm like, I need 3 weeks. I need a retwist. I can't stand the frizz. But as I started to really understand, like, because I had no understanding of it. I went into it with no understanding. So I was learning as I was going. And the more I researched, I had to learn to fall in love with how God made me. This is my hair that I was born with. And I had to love it for how it was in its natural state. And when I had to shift my mindset, it made me shift how I saw my hair and how I felt about my hair. And I started to embrace it even the more. So now, honestly, I don't really like a fresh retwist. I'm looking forward to when it like starts to get old and it looks fuller and I love it. So I'm like, yeah, I got this fresh retwist. I look like a shaved bird. All the scalp is showing right now. I don't want the scalp. So then when it starts to get old, I'm like, yeah, this is what I like.
It has so much volume and fullness to it. It's just, isn't it amazing what our hair can do and how it transforms?
Yes.
But we have been conditioned for so long to believe our hair is supposed to be stick straight, supposed to be slicked down, supposed to have like little wave edges on the side. That's like, our hair defies gravity. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
But sometimes a little scalp has to be showing.
Right. Too much scalp.
I get that. So when you said you were a product junkie when you went loose natural, right? That was your kind of like want to segue into having your locks. Has your product junkieism showed up in your lock journey?
Well, I donated all my products to my hairstylist. I said, you can do what you want. If you don't want it, you can throw it away.
That's a good suggestion.
Yes, I have learned that less is best. My closet in my bathroom, I don't have a lot of products at all. I only use, I have my locking gel that I use. I have my rose water and I do have oil, but I have learned, and I'm going to talk about this oil thing, Jocelyn, because let me tell you, you are
Speak on it.
The bomb. You hear me? Let me speak on this oil, right? So, we have grown up as African Americans that grease, Blue Magic. We will put that Blue Magic
slathering it in, yes.
And that's what we thought was moisturization. We grew up on that mindset. And so when I first locked my hair would flake. My scalp flaked like the next day it was flaking. So what's the first thing I thought? You put the oil, you slather it down with oil. And it seemed like it fixed the problem, but it didn't. And then my hairstylist kind of taught me about what's those glands,
sebaceous glands?
Yes, sebaceous glands. And how, putting oil makes it worse.
Yeah.
And it was because you did a video about the oil and I commented on there about how I used to use oil. And when, sometimes you have to unlearn what you were taught. Yeah. And at first, when I stopped using the oil, my scalp didn't like it because it was so used to have.
It was probably pissed.
Yes, it was. It was.
Yep.
And so after about a month or two, when I stopped putting oil on my scalp, I bought Sulfur 8 hairspray, the dandruff spray to kind of help control it.
Yeah.
I don't have any problems with dandruff. I don't use oil on my scalp. Maybe once a week, I may put a little bit on the shaft of my hair, but I do not put it on my scalp. I do not have any problems with flakes, dandruff, itchiness, anything. So I am like, oil is like a...
Yes, I love that. It really is though. And it's like to, like you said, unlearn what they've told us for so long. And I find that a lot of people though, I love that you said you had to go through a month or so of like problems with your scalp because it was your scalp has to detox when you've been putting so much oil on it for so long. Your sebaceous glands, what are the glands that make your own natural oils, like our hair is created to do what it needs to do. We don't need all the stuff. Oh my gosh. I love that. So it's just like once you give it a break, it will treat you well.
Yes. So my scalp is happy. I have a happy scalp and I don't use a lot of product. Like I said, I spray it, little rose water. Sometimes I use my Sulfur 8 spray on my scalp just to keep that what I use. I did tell myself, I'm telling my daughter, because she's locked too. We both are the same. She locked 4 days after me.
Oh,
So
that's so beautiful.
everyone in my house is locked except for my husband. He said that's not for him. He'll let us have it. And I did tell my daughter about your herbal treatment, your herbal rinse that you have. I am going to order some because I really want to try that. So I'm going to be ordering that herbal that you have. Yes, yes.
Oh, thank you so much. And I love that you've shifted your mindset from Locs are for thugs, like for people that smoke weed. Like now you've embraced Locs,
Yes.
you've embraced your edges, you've minimized your products. How has having Locs like showed up in your day-to-day lifestyle? Like your wellness? Has anything been impacted there from having Locs?
I will say I drink more water. Something I'm not a big water drinker, but I drink more water. Because you are right. You know what you put in, it's going to show on the outside. Having Locs have been a great conversation starter. Like you can be in a store, and it's like when you see someone else with Locs, it's like a connection,
right?
Connection, and you just all you got to do is say, "Ooh, girl, your Locs are beautiful," and there you have a new friend.
Yes, you do. It's instant. Okay.
Yes, yes. And I am a second grade teacher as well. So there's another student in my class who also has Locs.
Aww.
And so she comes and her Locs are so pretty. And one day she said, "Miss Farmer, your hair growing." Why did she tell me that? I was up there teaching and shaking them Locs. And I
couldn't tell you nothing, okay?
It tell me I would teach real good that day. Everybody pass, everybody get an A, everybody. You get an A, you get an A, you get an A.
Listen, you tell a black one about her hair, okay? I love that. I love that. And that representation for those babies is also so important. You said you're living in a small town. Like how many people are they going to see with Locs? And or how many parents may have a similar mentality to how you first started? And they can say, "No, my teacher, she's so kind, she's so nice, she helps me, and she has Locs." You know what I mean? So that in and of itself is beautiful right there.
Oh yeah.
What you started with coils? What length did you have? Is your hair shorter or longer than it was when you first started?
It was shorter then. It was
okay.
I'm telling you, it was shorter. But last night I FaceTimed my hairstylist and I was like, "Girl, look at that hang time. Like, do you see that hang time on that neck?" I'm like, "Look at that." She was laughing. I'm like, "Hun," I was shaking because I'm starting to see it drop a little more than what it used to. So getting that length, but it was a little bit shorter. But before it wasn't as full. So my hair is so much more healthier and it's growing. Like I learned to leave it alone, let it do what it's going to do, and it's going to get there.
Truly. Okay. So what does your regimen look like? What are you doing at home? How often do you go to a loctician? Are you doing it yourself at any point?
So you saw my face. All right. So I go to my hairstylist. She is not a professional loctician, but she knows how to do Locs. And so I go to her every 4 to 5 weeks. I am a pastor as well. So I stand in front of people a lot. That's another thing, representation of Locs in ministry and being in church and people seeing pastors with Locs, kind of killing that. So I go to her every 4 to 5 weeks. If I have an event coming up, I may go a little sooner so she can touch up some things so it can look kind of decent. She shampoos my hair.
Because that's important. I know a lot of stylists now don't shampoo hairs.
Oh yes, she knows. She gets in there and she gets. Ooh, I love it. She shampoos, does a wonderful job. Shampoos and I do condition, but I am going to switch to. I want to use your conditioner.
But at least you're conditioning your hair. I love to hear it because a lot of people will not condition their hair at all. And our hair needs conditioning. So
it does. It does. It does. And then she before when I first started, I was so afraid of buildup. I was like, I don't want anything, just use spray water and oil. But then I was like, my hair, it wouldn't stay. I need a little help. So I do use a locking gel that it does not have buildup. My hair doesn't, I don't have any see any buildup in there. And it seems to work for me. So I do use a locking gel. And then like I said, maybe twice a week, 3 times a week, I spray a light mist. I saw your video about how to properly mist because we were drenched with hair.
Yes.
And I
over
like
no more drenching the hair.
And I do spray with my Sulfur 8 hair spray, which is also a moisturizer. And then maybe once or twice a week, I will put a little oil on the shaft of my hair, just a little. So, and then
I love it
because I've tried to do my own hair and it was a disaster. And
what happened? What happened? What do you mean you tried? What tried the shampoo? It didn't work. What happened?
For one, my arm got tired. I just couldn't take the arm pain. It was too much for me. And I was like, do I twist this way or do I twist clockwise? I said, I'm gonna leave this for her. I tried and it's not for me.
That is you are not alone there either, okay? Because the arm workout is real.
It is real.
If you don't have muscles in your forearms, you will have them after a whole retwist. I'll tell you that.
I'm telling you, it was cramping up there. I was like, nah, I'm gonna wait, make my appointment.
Do you know how many locks you have?
99.
99.
I had 100, but she had to combine because there are two of my edges were thinning.
Okay.
And so she combined them and they're doing really good. So I'm down at 99.
But 99 is a cool number.
Yeah.
Do you have any did you go in with a goal aside from just obtaining the freedom that locks give? Do you have like a length goal, a style goal?
Well, I do have a length goal. I want it down my back. I want it down my back. And I know people say, and I do believe you when you say we're going to miss this length. I do believe it because I'm loving like where the stage I'm in. I'm really loving like if this is the long as it get, I'm happy to be honest. I do get my hair styled up. As a matter of fact, I had my hair up in a lock bun. I ordered on Amazon. And my stylist put it in because but I took them down yesterday and not even knowing you were going to invite me on the podcast. So it was perfect time. I took it down last night because I was like, okay, I don't want my style in too long. I don't like to leave it in too long. So this is really, I don't have a parting system. When I first went in, I just told her to do the C pattern, but then I don't know what happened there. It kind of is not there. So then I said, you know what? Can we just go block a little bit? But it's not in a certain order. It's just there. And at first I was like, maybe I should have been more specific. But as they're starting to flourish, I like the free forming. Yeah, it's not a particular pattern. It's just in there.
Yeah, it's more organic. I feel like we had a guest on the podcast a few weeks ago, and she was speaking about how your parting system reflects your personality. I feel like that parting system definitely fits you. You're definitely giving like, I'm taking up space. I am here. I'm full. This is me. So I can totally see that.
Very unorganized. I'm very unorganized. It just fits. It fits. I'm telling you.
I was going to say that. You said it, not me.
I'm very unorganized. I'm telling you.
But your locks are so beautiful, and definitely the length that you have is by far my favorite length. Like right before it starts hitting your shoulders.
Yeah, it feels like bugs on your neck. So like you be like, what is that?
Right, this summer. Okay, be careful this summer because it's definitely gonna be like, what's that? What's that?
Yeah, mosquitoes. Like, yeah.
It's just gonna be your hair getting longer and longer and longer.
Yes. I love it.
So I have to ask before we wrap up our episode tonight, if you could offer some advice to somebody that has family, friends around them that are telling them locks are dirty or locks are unkept, and just don't. Why would you do that? But they're interested in having more freedom in their lifestyle and their life. What advice would you give to that person?
I would tell them, look, you live once. Do you? And, I know we hear this a lot in the lock community. Trust the process. And I know we say it so cliches, but you have to trust it. Just trust. People are going to have their opinions. Block it out. You do it for you. Trust the process. And please watch Jocelyn Renee videos. Everything. Binge watch all of her videos. It's going to save you, especially that one about that lint when she was picking that lint. I was in the mirror this morning and I said, honey, I see a lint. Can you please pick it out? I went crazy. He was like picking at my lint and
that's love right there. That's love. Your
yes.
husband pick your lint. That is love. Okay.
He picked my lint. I'm telling you, yes. But I will tell everybody, trust the process. You know, you have to know your hair. Find out what's best. I have gotten so many advice. Don't wash your hair for 6 months. Don't do. I don't mean no harm, but I do not want scalp funk. Okay, you are not going to have me walking by. You can smell my scalp. You wash your hair. Wash your scalp, people, please. Don't listen. I mean, you got to do what's best for you. And I know people say I go this long, and baby, I got to clean my hair. This part of my body. This is part of my body. It
Truly.
needs to be. And, you know, just trust the process. Find out what works for you.
I love that. That's solid advice.
And exactly why we're here. Drink the water.
And drink the water, okay? I love it. Amen. Okay?
Amen.
Well, thank you so much, Tamika, for sharing a glimpse into your lock journey. I know there's going to be so much more, and I can't wait to have you back when your locks are swinging down your back. Okay, yes. Can't wait to hear how that transition goes for you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Is there any place for people to connect with you beyond this episode?
Yes. I'm not really a social media kind of person, but I do have a Facebook page, Tamika Mack. That's MACK Farmer. You just type it in and you'll be able to find me. You can connect with me there.
Yes, absolutely. So make some time to connect with Tamika, encourage her on her lock journey. And again, thank you so much for being here and sharing your journey with us. I truly appreciate you all for joining this episode of the Digital Loctician Podcast. I hope this was able to just encourage you and inspire you a little bit along your lock journey. If you feel like this episode would help someone, friend, family member, kind of understand what it means to trust the process, definitely make sure you share it with them. We either directly to their inbox or go ahead and post it on your social media so that they can watch it and be inspired to trust the process, to shift their mindset, to embrace the way that their hair is naturally designed and the way it would cultivate. This episode, of course, is sponsored by Crown Elements. If you are looking for hair care products to support your lock journey, to help you avoid buildup and make sure that your hair and scalp, like Tamika talked about, your scalp health is truly, truly important. Make sure you head over to crownelements.com and check out our products. If you enter code DLP, as in Digital Loctician Podcast, at checkout, you get a little special gift from us. All right. So thank you again so much. And as always, I'm wishing you peace, love, and good vibes. Make sure you're drinking water. Okay. We didn't hit on the water today, but drink your water. Peace.